Welcome to Transform Your Mind, Body, and Spirit with Lisa Dwoskin. Lisa has been a fitness professional for the past 20 years, as well as a fitness competitor. She's now a life coach and is ready to help educate and guide you with nutrition, exercise techniques, and positive mindset. You're invited to call in and ask Lisa any question about how you can jumpstart your very own transformation and become a better you. Call toll-free 1-800-889-0267. Visit her website at lisadwoskin.com or visit her on Facebook at BBL Fitness. Do you want to be healthier, happier, and live a longer and more fulfilled life? Then get ready to transform your mind, body, and spirit and to emerge a new you. Now here's Lisa.
Hi, welcome to Transform Your Mind, Body, Spirit. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter, Freddie.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, Blake and Ashley.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Those are my two little cutie pies that are with me today. And the first thing we're going to do is, whoever's listening to this show and driving, don't do what I'm about to tell you to do. But if you're sitting down and watching the show or listening at your home or your office, get up right now out of your chairs and do 10 jumping jacks. Watch my kids. Here they go. 10 jumping jacks. Yay. What do you want? 8? 9? All right. Good job. Woohoo. Okay, sit down. Put on your headphones, guys. Good job. Good job. So I am a life coach, a personal trainer, and I transform people's lives for a living. Not only do I do it because it's my job, I do it because it comes from my heart. I love helping people to transform their lives. The most important thing you have to do is wake up every day, get out of bed, do 10 jumping jacks, do a couple of sit-ups, walk around the block. You should be doing actually about 30 minutes of exercise every single day. Very, very important for the body. So now let's talk about the mind for a second and the spirit. I want everybody in here, Freddie, Blake, and Ashley, to close your eyes and take a long, deep breath. Freddie can close one eye and then exhale. Again, 2 more deep breaths. And then exhale. Now on the last one, I want everybody listening and everybody in here, including Connecticut, I want you to think of something positive that you want to bring into your life. You want to manifest something into your life. Love, health, wealth, whatever it is. Think of something positive besides toys, guys, you want to bring into your life. Okay? Now think of something negative you want to get out of your life. Fear, stress, anxiety, whatever it is, think of something negative you want to get out of your life. Now in the last breathing technique, when you breathe in, you're going to breathe in that beautiful, happy, positive thought. And when you exhale for 5 seconds, you're going to get rid of that bad, negative thought. Okay? Now you're going to close your eyes again because you really need to feel it, believe it, live it, and manifest it. Ready? Close your eyes, breathe in that beautiful, positive thought. And then exhale out that negative. Good? Okay, so we've accomplished going over the body, the mind, and the spirit. Everybody out there listening, and if you want to call in and talk to me, 1-800-889-0267. I guarantee you I could help you with one form of your life, whether it be your mind, your body, your spirit, transformation, nutrition, exercise, anything you want to talk about, give me a call, because these are the things that are going to change your life. Exercising. Remember, 30 minutes a day, you should be exercising. Mindset. Think and feed your body, your mind, and your spirit with positive thoughts. Definitely eat nutritious, healthy foods. Do you guys eat healthy? First, let me introduce my two kitties over here before they talk for a couple of minutes. Blake, how old are you?
9.
9. Blake is 9 years old. Ashley, don't touch the microphone, baby. Okay. Ashley, how old are you?
Almost 11.
And you'll be 11 when?
3 days.
Yay! Happy birthday. 3 days, Freddie's her birthday. Isn't that great?
It's always great before, when you're hit 40, then you stop counting.
Oh, right. That's true.
Right? Isn't that the way it works? 40, Yes, Connecticut, 40.
I actually stopped counting when I
45.
was 25.
There you
Or
go.
no,
Some people
45.
were,
I'm still
see?
counting.
You still counting?
Happy almost birthday, baby. So tell me, Blake, how do you eat?
Good.
What kind of foods do you eat?
Vegetables.
What do you really eat?
Does mom make you eat vegetables?
Salmon, spinach.
That's true.
noodle.
Noodles. He loves Thai noodles. I cook salmon and spinach almost every night.
So you're a good mommy. You cook for them. Is that what this
Yeah,
is?
I do.
Cook it every night.
Yeah, now we go out a little bit. Okay, very good, Blake. You, Ash, do you eat healthy? What do you eat?
Lobster?
Yeah. Oh.
Does mom cook lobster for you too?
No.
No. There you go. There you go.
That's when Papa takes us out to dinner. We go to Lobster.
Do you?
The grandpa. No, but you guys eat healthy. Okay, let's talk about exercise. We're going to get a caller in a second, and I'm going to talk about that. Let's talk real quick about exercise. What kind of exercise do you do, Blake?
Ride my bike every day.
Yeah, and what do you play at the YMCA?
Basketball.
And how good are you?
Pretty
The
good.
best.
The best. I like that, you see? Okay, so my son believes in himself.
That's good. That's positive reinforcement.
Positive mindset. Very good, Blake. You, honey, what do you do?
Well, I do swimming.
Yeah. And what other exercises?
I ride
Gy-
my bike.
And gymnastics, kind of?
Kind
You
of.
stretch every day, right?
Yeah, and do the split.
And how important is exercise for you, babe?
Important.
Very? What,
Yeah.
Bill?
And I rollerblade.
Oh, we all rollerblade. So anyway, the message is exercise, eat healthy, and you parents out there listening, it's you who controls your kids' outcome in their life. If you want an obese kid, feed them all the crap that a lot of parents do and don't let them exercise. Let them play on their electronics all day long. If you want to have a healthy kid that's not overweight, get them exercising, feed them healthy food. Why are you laughing, Freddie?
Because you use the word crap. Parents feeding their kids crap.
But it's true, though. It's
Well, it's
sad.
convenience. Unfortunately, a lot of parents have hectic schedules, and the kids get caught in the wash. I know that used to happen when I was raising my two boys,
Yeah.
and I used to buy them fruit roll-ups because it had the word fruit in it. I thought it was good for them.
Oh, yeah.
So when I took them to the doctor, the first thing they said was, "Get them off the fruit roll-ups."
Because of the sugar,
Yes,
of course.
it's horrible, bad on the teeth and everything else.
Yeah.
So
No, the reason why I say that, I know so many parents that have very overweight kids, and they keep on feeding them bad food, and they keep on getting heavier and heavier, and it's not good. The parents really need to take the time. I know it's true. A lot of people don't have time.
Right.
Make the time and try to feed your kids healthy food. You know what I do? I work 3 jobs, and I raise 2 kids as a single mom. I cook for a couple of days and then put it in Tupperware and then just heat
for
it
the
up
week,
for
yeah, I
them.
used to do that. I did that maybe one time.
Saves a lot of time.
It does, but
It
that
does.
day when you put all that together, it takes a lot of time.
No, it does. Well, I do it on Sunday usually.
Well, it's really interesting because I was going to ask you how your kids fit into your routine because you're all over the place doing all sorts of things.
Yeah.
It's not easy being you.
No, we wake up at 6 every morning. I get them ready, take them to school. I work while they're in school. Luckily, I'm fortunate enough I don't have to work once I pick them up from school.
Right.
But then once I pick them up, then that job starts of being a mom. That goes till they go to bed about 9 o'clock at night. Then I work on my book, Metamorphosize,
Right.
LisaDwoskin.com.
Plug in,
So,
plug in.
yeah, it's a lot of work, but I do it.
Well, it's nice to see that you're starting their transformation of what's going on upstairs at such an early age. It gives them good habits to have.
For sure. Do you guys meditate?
Yeah.
You know?
You do, right?
Yeah.
We do. And whenever like Ashley, when you get really upset and I go in your room and you're upset about something, what do you ask me? Mommy, help me with what?
Breathing.
See? So the breathing, 3 deep breaths, the way that we did it, could really change so much in your life.
Right.
Meditation is so important. Okay, we got to jump into our show.
Hold on. Before we jump in, we want to say this section is brought to you by
The sponsors?
Yep. Grand
Thank
Palm
you
Hotel.
to my sponsors. OG Gems, which I love their jewelry. I'm always wearing it. Soulisreal.com from Rain International. Children's Medical Safety Research Institute. Boy, is that a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
Grand Palms Hotel. Yay, I love that place. We're going to be starting seminars there very soon, by next month, about the whole mind, body, spirit transformation. Now, the designer, how do I say it? Franovic.
Franovic.
Franovic Designs. Yay, I can't wait to do my photo shoot. And Lycopene Skincare. Those are all my sponsors. Thank you all so much for making this show happen. And we're going to jump right into our show. This is a very, very, very important show we have today. The reason why my kids are here with me, and I hope they're going to be good through this show, is because we're raising awareness for child abuse. And I know there's a lot of parents out there who are probably thinking my kids might be too young to hear what we're about to listen to. And I just want to say, as a mother of 2, my son is almost 10, my daughter will be 11 next week, they are not too young to know what is going on out there in their world and in society. They know a lot about sexual abuse, child abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, abandonment, bullying in schools. I make sure that I educate them and that they're aware, because if it was to happen to them, my daughter's 11 almost. If she was to be sexually abused by somebody, I don't want her to be afraid and stay quiet and not come to me or come to somebody who could help her. So if I don't educate her on the subject and she doesn't know what's going on, she's going to be very fearful and she's going to stay quiet. And if a man was to threaten her life or her family's life, if she opens her mouth, she might not open her mouth if I don't educate her as her mother and her parent. Same with my son. Boys are getting sexually abused. Boys are getting physically abused. He needs to know that if it happened to him, come to his mom, come to somebody that can help him. So before we pick up this call, I just want to give out the child abuse hotline, which I spoke with them and I was hoping someone would call in. I'm not sure if they'll be calling in today. 1-800-962-2873. But also it's an easier way to remember if you're a child. 1-800-96-ABUSE. Do you know how to spell abuse?
Mm-hmm.
How?
A-B. Take it on.
Abuse.
A-B.
A-B.
U-S-E.
U-S-E. Perfect. Abuse. So if kids out there are getting abused and need help, 1-800-96-ABUSE.
And this is for children, or these are for parents of children, or this is for anybody?
This is for the parents listening that right now should be getting their children for them to hear too. We're going to have the replay and I'm going to really market it on social media to help kids, but it's also to help parents. She's going to talk a little bit about what she went through as a child and now as an adult, how she's survived through it all.
This is the guest that's calling in?
Yep. She's on the phone. Her name is Emily Wallace. She's from Michigan. She's a motivational speaker. She's an inspirational author of her own autobiography called Scared for Life. I'm so happy to have her on the line. Emily, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. The title is Scarred for Life.
Oh, I'm sorry. Scarred for Life. I thought it was Scared for Life.
Scarred.
Yeah, it's Scarred.
Scarred for Life. Okay. So thank you for joining us, and I'm going to let you take over. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your story. And my kids are here, and we talked to you a little bit. So we want you to make an impact on our children and the parents of the children being abused.
Okay. How you doing, kids? How y'all doing today?
Good. Awesome.
How are you doing?
I'm doing
okay.
awesome.
That's good. Okay. First, I want to tell kids to never be afraid to speak out about abuse. And I can tell you guys, I'm going to explain a little story that happened to me. I went to school one morning, me and my sister, like a normal day. We went to school, and I stopped by the office like I normally do. Because the school had paid for my glasses, so I stopped by the office to pick up my glasses, because I used to have to stop by the office every day and pick up my glasses because my glasses kept getting broken at home. So the school decided to pay for them. So I used to have to stop by the office, and then at the end of the day, I used to have to go and drop them back off at the office before I go home. So I did that one day, and me and my sister used to meet like on the corner of the street, because we came out two different doors when we get dismissed from school. And I stood on the corner and I waited, and she didn't show up. And I was wondering, and I was 11 years old. I wondered, I said, where's she at? I went back into the school to see, does I see her? I'm looking all around, and I didn't see her. I came back to that corner. I stood there for like about 5 minutes, and I decided to say, well, maybe she went home. So I went home, and when I got home, I knocked on the door, and I didn't get an answer. I kept knocking, and no one was there. So then elder lady came across the street, and she said, they moved. She said there was a U-Haul there today. And I said, wait a minute, they moved? I didn't want to believe what the elder lady was saying. I said, no, she must have got the wrong house. They couldn't have moved. They couldn't have left me. I'm a kid. I'm 11 years old. What I'm going to do? So I sat there on the steps, and I just waited and waited, and I kept knocking back and forth because I didn't want to think that my mother actually left me. I didn't want to think that. I kept knocking and knocking on the door. There wasn't no answer. So it began to get dark. So when it began to get dark, I knocked the last time, and no one answered. So I got up off the steps, and I started walking. I didn't know where I was going because it's dark. So normally, because I didn't have my glasses, so I couldn't see that good out there, because my glasses that I had in school was very thick. My eyes was bad. I had bad eyes. And so I decided not to walk on the sidewalk, because I walked in the street because I can see better in the street with the street lights. So I walked in the street on the curve of the street, though, and I'm just walking and walking, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just walking. And so then I got to, while I was walking, I seen a young lady and a man at a bus stop. They was at the bus stop, and it looked like, I couldn't see that good, but it looked like they had a white and red box in their hand. It was eating something. And I'm like, wow. I wanted to ask them for something so badly. I wanted to ask, like, I didn't, but I was too afraid to ask them. I didn't know. Should I ask, they're a stranger, should I ask for, something? And so I waited. I crossed the street, and I waited at the bus stop. The bus stop directly across the street from them. And I was hoping when I got to the bus stop, I was saying to myself, maybe they, they're getting on the bus. They're waiting for the bus, because it is a bus stop. They're waiting on the bus. So probably like about maybe 5 minutes later, they took the box, the lady, and threw it in the garbage can. The bus was coming. They got on the bus, and I stood there. Now, I don't cross the main street, a big street. So I didn't have my glasses. I couldn't see that good, so I had to get back across that street. But I was hoping and praying. The only way I can see is if the car lights had on their lights. Because if they wouldn't have had on their lights, I would have got hit by a car, because I wouldn't have seen that car.
Wow.
So I ran. I finally got across the street. I ran across the street, and I got into that garbage can. It was a garbage can that they used to sit right at the bus stop, like right on the side, and it sticks to the ground. It's glued to the ground. And I was kind of short, and I was trying to, dig in that garbage can because the box was all the way at the bottom. And I was trying to dig in that garbage can to get that box because I haven't eaten since about 11 o'clock, 11:15 in school. So I was very, very hungry. I was hungry. So I finally got the box. I started climbing up on my tippy toes, and I finally got the box. And boy, I was so grateful. I was so grateful. Before I even opened it, I was real happy that I got it. And then I opened it up. It was a little meat on the bone, just a very little. I ate it and a half a biscuit. And I was so grateful to get that. I was so grateful. I mean, it wasn't much, but it was something because I was hungry. So I ate it, and then I started back on my journey. I started back walking. Again, not knowing where I'm going. I'm just walking.
Can I interject and ask you a quick question?
You sure can.
What during this time, and before you answer, we're going to take a commercial break, but then we'll get back to your answer. During this time, did you feel like you were living in a nightmare, that you would go home and eventually your parents, your mom, your family would be there, and you were kind of numb to the whole situation? So think about that, and we'll be right back with you, okay, Emily?
Okay.
Thank you.
If you're a golfer or just someone who wants the best hotel stay in South Florida, your wish has been answered. Introducing the Grand Palms Hotel Spa and Golf Resort. The Grand Palms Hotel Spa and Golf Resort, located in beautiful South Florida, gives everyone the opportunity to enjoy peace, beauty, and tranquility. 137 comfortable rooms and suites located on a 27-hole golf course with all the amenities that you'd expect of a first-class golf facility. A professional golf pro shop, excellent restaurant equipped with a full-service bar, and a staff that is ready to cater to your every whim.
The Grand Palms Hotel Spa and Golf Resort is paradise waiting for you. The Grand Palms is truly a golfer's paradise. The golf course surrounded by luxurious homes and the most exquisite landscaping in the area. You might even catch a glimpse of some celebrity golfers swinging their golf clubs. Whether you're an avid golfer or just coming to the area for business or relaxation, you won't find a more comprehensive resort experience for the value. Located minutes from South Florida's famed beaches and some of the best shopping in the country, there's something for everyone at the Grand Palms Spa and Golf Resort.
If you're looking to book a wedding, party, or speaking engagements, this is the place for you. Grand Palms Catering is the best in town, with gorgeous and spacious garden rooms and clubhouses overlooking the golf course. Grand Palms is the best kept secret in Pembroke Pines. Call today, 954-431-8800, and book your reservation to one of the most beautiful golf resorts in Florida. 954-431-8800 is the number you need to enjoy a touch of paradise for your getaway. You are transforming your mind, body, and spirit with fitness professional and life coach Lisa Dwoskin. You can call in at any time, toll free, 1-800-889-0267 to speak with Lisa. Now let's get back to this week's show.
Okay, we're back. So for those of you listening and watching the show, go to lisadwoskin.com, LisaDwoskin.com, or amp2.tv if you want to watch the show as well as listen to the show. And we got Emily Wallace on the line talking about her book and about what she's been through. And Emily, when we get back into this, I just want everyone out there to understand that she was 11 years old. She came home one day, her family was gone. She's all alone. Now she's wandering the streets to try to get food. And I want you to get into the heart of the story because I know we're on radio and I want you to be able to get it all out without running out of time. So go ahead, let's go from there. So I was asking you about how did it make you feel? Of course, horrible, but what were you thinking and feeling? Did you think it was real? Did you think you would go home and they would be there?
Well, myself, I didn't know what to think, to be honest, Lisa. I was so scared and terrified. I didn't know what to think. But I just thought it was, I didn't know what I did. I thought it was something that I did. I was wondering to myself, I tried to stay up in that area, hoping that my mother would come back to get me. I thought I was in a dream. I did. I thought I was dreaming. Like, how can she leave me at the age of 11? I don't know what to do.
Imagine, you're 11, you're 9. Imagine how my son once asked a question. What, Blake?
Were you crying or afraid?
Yes, I was very afraid. I was terrified, and I was very afraid of being out there. Like I said, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. For so long, I prayed to God. I said, God, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Why did I get left behind like that? I don't know. I was scared. I was.
And how did you survive? What was it, your faith in God that pulled you through? How did you get through it? Ashley, imagine you're going to be 11 next week. Imagine you come home and I'm gone, your whole family's gone. Now you're on the street living, you don't even know, you have no money. You don't, can you imagine that at your age? Can you?
You would be crying.
I'd be really scared.
Of course. So how did you survive? That's what we want to hear. How did you get through that?
I mean, honestly, Lisa, I got through that through the grace of God. God kept me here for something, and I think God kept me here to tell my story and to help kids to never be afraid to speak out with abuse. I walked and walked. I ate out of garbage cans. I went to Burger King. I begged people for, can I get 50 cents? Can I get any type of change that I can, so I can get something to eat? I just, like I said, I just was walking and, I don't know. I'm begging people. I was begging a lot of people.
Now, were people helping you? How were the people responding to you? Were there nice people? Were they not nice?
Some people wouldn't help at all. Some people no, go home, excuse me. And, some people would give up, maybe a quarter or maybe 50 cents, different ones. But, I told them, I could tell you a little bit about, it got, kind of cold one day. And I didn't have anywhere to go. So I knew this, it was this house. It was a 2-family flat. And I had to, the stairs, when you come down the stairs, it's like on each side of the steps, it's a hole where you can crawl up under there.
Mm-hmm.
So I crawled up under these people, this elder lady that I knew about that, stayed in the area. I crawled up under the porch, and I slept up under the porch. And but you can hear inside the house while you're up under the porch. So I slept up on the porch. I cried myself to sleep. I cried all night, and I finally went to sleep. And when I woke up that morning, I was listening to the lady and the man inside the house. They was talking, and I seen it was like another hole up under there where you can get into the house. Mm-hmm. And so I waited, and I listened to them talk, and I waited. So the lady and the guy went out the house. At least that's what I thought. They went out the house. And I heard them slam the car. I heard the car door slam. So I thought, everyone was gone. So I went in through that hole, and I went inside. When I got inside the hole leaded to the kitchen. Mm-hmm. So when I got in the kitchen, I immediately went in the refrigerator. It was some bread, and I grabbed the bread off the counter, and I got a pack of bologna. It was a pack of bologna in the refrigerator. So when I grabbed it, I didn't put any type of mayonnaise, mustard, or anything on it because I was really hungry. So I put the bologna on the bread, and I started eating it. And then I went towards the sink and grabbed a cup from up over the sink, finna get some water out the faucet. I turned on the water, and the guy came in the kitchen and said, "What are you doing? Who are you?" Boy, I was so scared I didn't know what to do because I thought both of them was gone, but they wasn't. So I got to try to explain to him, saying, my mother left me. I don't have nowhere to go. I really do need help. And at that time, his wife came back in the house. So she wasn't gone either. She had went out to the car, and I couldn't. I thought I heard the door slam, but she came back in the house, and he walked. When she came back in the house, and I was trying to explain myself, saying I really need somewhere to stay. My mother left me, and at that time, her husband, he walked away, and he said, she went in there behind him while I was standing in the kitchen, and I heard him say, well, she can't stay here.
God,
And I
terrible.
said, oh, wow. I said, oh, wow. So I got really, honestly, I have to tell you, Lisa, I got really, really mad. I was very mad because I was looking at that two adults would not help me. So the elder lady came back, and she gave me an apple. She had already gave me when she first came in. I forgot that part. She had already gave me an apple and a banana. And so when her husband said that, she came back in and she gave me another apple, and I didn't want to take it because I knew what she was finna say. She said, "Well, my husband, don't want you here. We can't. Ain't nothing we can do. Maybe you can, try to go." She tried to send me to someone else, another house. She said, check someone else on the block or something. I didn't want to go door to door.
And you would think that they would call somebody to help you if they didn't want to help you. When you were 11 years old, did you know that there were shelters or places that you can call to get help, or you didn't know?
No.
Were they?
No.
Or were they?
No, I
Or
didn't.
were there? Do you think there was back then?
Well, let me just say this. If I knew what I do today,
Uh-huh.
yes, I would have went and got a help. Yes, I would have went to the police. Yes, I would have went to a teacher. Yes, I would have went to someone to get some type of help. Protective service, you name it. Mrs. Wallace would have won. But
you didn't know back then.
Yeah, I didn't know that. A lot of people was, I can tell you, a lot of people was telling me different things. I ran across a friend of mine that I used to see at school. Well, she was my sister's friend. I ran across her, and she was at, I ran across her. I seen her walking at a bus stop. She was walking, and she stopped me, say, "Hey, Emily," and I started talking to her back and forth, and we was talking, having a, nice conversation because I was hoping, I was wishing and praying that she would take me home with her, where her mother can help me. That's what I was hoping. But about 5 minutes later, while we standing up there talking, a car come up. Now I couldn't see whether that car was black or blue because I didn't have my glasses. I couldn't tell you that. But she went over by that car. She stopped talking to me. She went over by that car, and I knew it was a man's voice because I can hear a man's voice, but I couldn't really actually make out what they were saying. About 5 minutes later, she came to me and she said, "Emily." She said, "Emily, come on, let's go." And I said, where's we going? She said, "Come on. I've been knowing him for like about maybe 3 months to 3 weeks." And so I didn't catch that she said 3 months to 3 weeks until later. So I got in the car, and she got in the front seat, and I asked her, I said, "Where's we going?" She said, "Oh, we're just going for a ride. We're just going for a ride." So I'm sitting in the back seat saying, whatever she's talking about with this man, to myself, I was saying, I know at the end of the day, I'm going to end up going home with her. I know I'm going home with her because I'm with her. So they drove down, they drove, and the guy wanted to get out. He stopped at a store. So, I'm sitting in the car with her, and she's talking to me, telling me, yeah, I've been knowing him for, 3 months to 3 weeks, and the girl, ain't he's telling me, ain't he's cute? And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, I'm 11 years old, and this man looked like he was at least in his late 30s. I'm saying, why did I get in this car? So the guy come out the store, and he had a bag, and, you can hear the bag, because you can hear the glass inside the bag. And, Nikki got a cup and said, "Here, Emily, you want some?" I said, "No, I'm good." So she started drinking, and, playing the music real loud. She just was, like she was a totally different person.
And she was your age, right?
She was 13 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emily, where did this take place? In Detroit?
You absolutely right.
Detroit, Michigan. And what year, what era was this whole thing? What year, what kind of era were you involved? What year? Was it in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s?
It was in the 80s.
In the 80s.
Actually, 1980.
And did you have any family at all at your disposal, or whether you knew it or not at the time
no.
when you got
The
older
only
you
person,
found out?
The only person that I did have, my mother had 12 children. I am the only one that she left behind. Now, my aunties and uncles, my mother immediately family was deceased. The only person I did have is my dad. But I was 11 years old. I didn't have my glasses at home. My mom used to go over to my dad's house and take us to see him. My mother had 5 different baby daddies, okay? She had 5 different baby daddies. So my dad, she used to take me over to my dad's house, but I didn't remember where he lived to because it was we used to drive over there. So I didn't remember, she used to have one of her friends drive us over there. So I didn't remember exactly what a house was. All I can remember is the house was yellow. Believe me, I tried to find my dad when this happened. That's the only person I was hoping, that I would find, but I didn't know where he lived. At that time, when my mother left me, come to find out as I got older, my dad passed away. And he never knew that I was homeless. He never knew that. Never.
And I want you to go back to the story when you got in the car, because this is the very impactful part of this interview that I want you to explain to kids. Not only don't ever get in a car with strangers, which you've learned now because I've heard you speak, and I know you're going to continue, but continue with that story. But we have about 3 minutes before our next break, so maybe leave out the little details that we don't need to know about, but the important stuff. When you got in the car and the girl who you thought was your friend who brought you in the car wasn't your friend, they all started drinking alcohol, and then what? She got out of the car, right?
Yes, they stopped at a park. It was very dark. And she gets out the car, the guy gets out the car. Well, before that, she was drinking and everything, and she told me to slide over on the other side of the car. She told me to slide over, and the reason why she was telling me to slide over, because somebody else was getting in that car. So I slid over, but I was not aware that someone else was getting into that car. So I slid over, and about 2 seconds later, another guy jumped in the car, and I was scared and terrified because I was not aware that somebody else was getting into that car. But this is supposed to be my friend that told me to slide over to the other side of the car where somebody else was getting in, but she did not tell me that someone else was getting in. So we drove down. They drove down, and when the other guy got in the car, I said, "Nikki, where's we going?" I said, "Where's we going?" Well, she said, "We're just going for a ride." So she got to turning the music up real loud and dancing, and like she was a grown woman, the way she was acting when she got in that car. So she gets out the car. They pull over at a park. It's real dark to me because I didn't have my glasses. It wasn't no lights right there. And so she gets out the car, and the other guy gets out the car in the front seat. So I gets out the car. I said, "Nikki, wait a minute. Where you going?" She said, "We going to talk." I said, "Wait a minute. Okay, I'm coming with you." She said, "No, Emily, we going to talk. You can stay here. You can stay." And I said, "No, I'm not staying here. I'm coming with you." So she got to walking all through the park with the guy. Now I couldn't hardly see because they got to moving kind of fast through that park. So I'm standing there and I'm in shock. Like, wait a minute. Why did I get in this car? Why did I get in this car? So I'm standing there just hoping and praying that, if she comes back. About 2 seconds later, the other guy gets out the car. So he's standing outside the car and he's smoking a cigarette. So I didn't know this guy and I was real scared. So I turn around, I get back in the car because she don't want to the car, and I'm mad because she don't left me. She left me, so I'm mad. So I go around and get back in the car. I sat in the car, and I was just praying to God. I said, "God, why did I get into this car? I just hope everything be all right. I said, I just hope Nick would be okay because she don't want through the park with this grown man. So I sat in the car. About 5 minutes later, you know, the other guy gets back in the car. He said he's done smoking his cigarette, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him like, okay, what's next? So he said to me, he said, "What's your name?" And I was mad. I really was mad, and I said, "You've been hearing her say Emily all day. You know my name. Why is you asking me my name? Because you heard her say Emily a couple of times." So he started trying to grab me. He's trying to grab me and pull me over by him. And I'm like, no, I'm not coming over there. No, I'm not. And I'm trying to fight him back. I'm trying to fight him myself because he's trying to grab me, trying to kiss all over me. And then he started to grab, pulling my clothes off, and I'm trying to fight him back. And then he pulled out a knife. It was a knife, a real sharp knife. It was small, but I could see the shininess. I could see the shininess in the car. And he said, "If you don't shut up, I will kill you." And I can tell you, and that's why I tell kids to never be afraid to speak out, never be afraid to, just speak out. Never be afraid to do that. So he,
Wait, now that you left that on a very powerful note, for children to speak out, to listen to what happened, and we have to take another commercial break, but when we get back, we're going to talk more about how we can help the children today, how we can raise the awareness and help them to go and get help. And then we'll ask a couple more questions because we got about 15 minutes left. We'll be right back. Thanks.
According to the CDC and the FDA, after receiving the HPV vaccine, thousands of young women have reported convulsions, crippling fatigue, paralysis, blindness, and other severe reactions.
In 2013, one of the developers of the HPV vaccine admitted on air that more than 70 young girls were known to have died after being vaccinated.
Recently, the American Academy of Pediatricians issued a warning about the HPV vaccine, Gardasil, causing premature menopause and ovarian failure in young women.
In 2013, Japan became the first country to withdraw its recommendation for the HPV vaccine.
Denmark now has 5 regional uptake facilities for girls who were healthy before they received HPV shots and are now exhibiting serious medical harm.
The makers of the HPV vaccine claim it protects against ovarian cancer from developing in 20 to 30 years, but the vaccine was approved after less than 5 years of testing.
It's okay to ask questions about vaccine safety. Learn more at cmsri.org, paid for by the Children's Medical Safety Research Institute.
Are you ready to transform your life? Are you wanting to lose weight, become healthier, and feel happier? I am here to help you do just that. My name is Lisa Dwoskin. I'm a personal trainer and a life coach. I educate on transforming the mind, body, spirit from within. I want to teach you how to eat healthy, exercise daily, and feed your mind with positive thoughts. You can hire me one-on-one for coaching, personal training, or how to learn about nutritious foods and how they affect your body in a more positive way. Sign up for my free weekly newsletter at lisadwoskin.com, or you can find me on Facebook at Body by Lisa, or BBL Fitness is my Facebook page. I post daily tips on nutrition, fitness, and feeding your mind with positive thoughts. Don't wait for tomorrow to become healthier and happier. Do it today. My website again is lisadwoskin.com. That's DWOSKIN.com.
You are transforming your mind, body, and spirit with fitness professional and life coach Lisa Dwoskin. You can call in at any time, toll free, 1-800-889-0267 to speak with Lisa. Now, let's get back to this week's show.
Hey, we're back. Emily, are you on?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so I wish we had 2 hours to talk, and I do want you to talk some more, but the most important part of this show for you and for me and for my kids and Freddie, everyone listening, that how can we help the children today to have a voice, to speak out? Let's give them some tips, some education to the parents to educate their kids. Anything that you could advise them to do that they're not doing from what you see. Also, what can you tell the children listening how they could have a voice and not be afraid? Because I tell my kids all the time, if anything happens, come to me. Thank God you both have a very good relationship with me. But how do we know that maybe, Blake, if something happened to you, or Ashley, that you're so afraid that this man who hurt you is going to kill your family if you tell us? Wouldn't that affect your telling us? How do you guys feel? Would it affect you?
I would still tell you.
No matter what?
No matter what.
You wouldn't believe that he would come and kill us all?
Well, I would think that he would, but I would still tell you.
For sure, you have to. And you, Blake?
Well, I would tell you no matter what, even though he could, police could,
find him. Now, would either one of you feel that it was your fault if someone hurt you or did something bad? Would you, Ash?
Maybe, I don't know. No.
See, but I like that you're honest, because there are...
I wouldn't think it's my fault.
But you might think that you might have done something to cause it, like what Emily was saying. When she went home and her family was gone, she felt like maybe she was unlovable, or maybe it was her fault. Maybe if a man took advantage of you, would you feel it was your fault? And you can never feel it's your fault, because it wouldn't be your fault. Emily, do you get that a lot with kids?
Yes, I do. I get that a lot with kids, and that's why, I speak about never be afraid to speak out. But I have a message that I want to put out to the kids. I have a speech that's very powerful. And I just want to say a little of it to these kids, because I know we don't have much time, but just a little bit.
Go ahead.
I am here today. I am here today to talk about stopping a bully and saving a life. Did you know? Did you know it's over 160,000 kids missing school every day because they are being bullied, from elementary to junior high to high school? Bullying is something that needs to be taken seriously. Too many kids, I tell you, too many kids are dying. Too many people are hurting because of bullying. If you sit there with your friends and laugh and grin while someone else is being bullied, you are just as guilty as the bully. Never, I mean never, support a bully. 1 out of 10. I tell you, 1 out of 10 students drops out of school because they were being bullied. Bullying is ugly. Bullying is mean. Bullying is not right, and it's unacceptable.
Amen. Sorry, I had to throw that in there for Easter. Go ahead.
Remember, you have the right to go to school and be happy. You have the right to go to school to learn. And you have the right, I mean the right, to be there just like anyone else. A bully wants to see you cry. A bully wants to bring you down. A bully wants to make you sad. But we will not give him that satisfaction. What we will do is stop a bully and save a life. What I would say to a bully, your teacher didn't tell you that you get an A for bullying someone. Bullying is something very serious.
Very, very serious. And nowadays there's kids committing suicide left and right over bullying. It's scary. It's crazy. You guys witness a lot of bullying at school, right?
What do you mean by witness?
Bullying. Do you see people bullying
at
others?
school?
I don't see really that many.
No, but they do a lot in your school against
Not
bullying.
fighting,
They do a
but
lot against
speaking.
bullying.
They do a lot against bullying
Yeah.
nowadays. I think the schools are cracking down a little bit more, and if there is bullying, they're doing something about it. What were you going to say?
Well, there's so many different programs now
Yeah.
where anti-bullying has become the message.
Yeah.
Because you want to send a message so that when they grow up, it's embedded in them.
Mm-hmm.
But in Emily's case, it's a little bit further than that because she didn't have anything to fall back on. When you're 11, you're still growing. I mean, it's like your kids. Can you imagine? And this was chosen leaving.
Yeah, I can't
Like the parents
imagine
died.
what you've been through. Now, Emily, I have to ask you a question. We have about 4 minutes left. This is crazy.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I stopped.
No, but that was powerful what you said, and I appreciate it. And for today on Easter Sunday, where we're all grateful and thankful and happy and blessed to be alive, you need to put this message out.
It's not the full speech because I know that you said we don't have much time. So
No, but I have a very important question for you. Your relationship with your mother today, do you talk with her?
You know what? I see my mother, and I don't consider it as a relationship. If I see her, it's a hi and a goodbye, because of the only thing my mother can tell me that I was a fast little girl coming up, and that's why she left me. And to me, that's not a good enough reason.
No
I
way.
mean, it's no reason out here to leave an 11-year-old out on the streets. It wasn't, that's the only thing she can tell me, and that's not a good enough reason. But my mother, what I'm thinking, as I got older, was protecting my oldest brother because it was molestation going on in the household. And that's why I want kids to never be afraid to speak out with abuse.
No,
because I kept it in for so long.
Freddie, not only did she keep it in, she was being molested and abused by her brothers, who her mother protected and took them away from her but didn't protect her. So, no, and this is very common in families that mothers have boyfriends that are molesting or taking advantage of the daughter, and they go away with the boyfriend or the husband and they leave the poor daughter, or they blame the daughter for coming on to the boyfriend or the husband. I mean, it's such a common thing in molestation and sexual abuse.
Wow.
It's sick because let me tell you, if I was ever dating a man who touched my daughter, I can't even say on air what I would do, or my son, because
you have to be careful what goes on in your life, which protects their life.
Of course.
So it's more complicated now, and it's more exposed now. I think with social media, and with phone numbers to call and everything else, I think the victims have an opportunity to express.
It's still a lot of kids that's afraid to speak out because honestly, the school system is, some school systems, they don't like for people to come and speak. A lot of school systems hide. They don't want it to be done in their school. I don't know if it makes them their reputation, what happened, or stop a person from going to that school or something. But I spoke at a school, and about 4 or 5 different kids in the classroom came forward, had to go see the social worker in regards to something going on at home.
And that must make your heart sing a song and be so happy. If you could speak to a group of kids at a school and 4 or 5 of them come to you or go to a social worker, you just save 4 or 5 kids' lives by telling your speech. That's amazing.
Exactly.
That's what I'm hoping that this show does, is transform people's lives. Every week we have a different subject, and we have a couple minutes left. I have a very important question that relates to my show of transforming mind, body, spirit. It's all about positive mindset and living a life of gratitude, thankfulness, but when you're filled with anger, inside, you can't have a happy life. And anger inside of yourself is only going to hurt you, not hurt the person that you're angry at. So in your situation, what you went through, how did you learn forgiveness in your heart and in your soul to forgive the people who have hurt you in order for you to accomplish now writing a book, speaking out? It's amazing what you've done. How did you forgive?
Honestly, though, I'm Lisa, and it's been over 30 years, and I'm still working on that because right now, today, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, for so long, when I got with my husband, for 8 years, I didn't tell him, and I finally told him. But my people, my mother, my sisters and brothers, is, you know, they are still like ugly. It has a lot of ugly ways, and they don't feel that my mother doesn't feel that she did anything wrong. She feels that I was fast, and she couldn't deal with me because she couldn't raise me. But Mike understands it. Why didn't you go to the state of Michigan? You should have went to the state of Michigan then. Gave me to the state. Gave me to somebody who was going to take care of me. So it's hard for me right now, and it's been over 30 years. But it took me over 20 years, Lisa, to be able to speak out about my. And that's why I tell kids to speak out. Never hold it in so long, because it stays with you for a long time. When you hold it in like that, I had to get help. I had to seek help.
It only hurts you. Well, let me tell you, Emily, you have been chosen by God to be used as a tool to help others. And I just want to commend you and tell you that I think you're a wonderful human being. I thank you so much. I'm so sorry for everything you went through, but you turned it around, and you are on your mission, and your mission is to help others, to help children, to help parents be more aware of how to educate their children. And you keep on going. God bless you, because you're doing a great job. I really am so honored to have met you.
And I'm grateful for you letting me share my story on your radio station. Because as we speak, I want to let you know, Lisa, and as I've been speaking with you over the internet, and you speaking to me as like you're concerned. And you don't get them type of people too often, okay? And like I said, I'm grateful for you letting me come on your show, because as I speak with you right now, Mrs. Wallace is getting counseling through you.
And we through you. And thank you so much. And I'll give out all your information, and we'll advertise your book on the internet. Thank you so much. Happy Easter. And
happy Easter to you too. Thanks a lot. See you later, kids.
Bye.
Bye.
I want to give a special thank you to Blake Whitera. Thank you very much. Ashley Whitera, you both were great. Thank you for helping your mom to help other kids, because you guys being here is going to help others. Thank you, Freddie.
That number was what, 896 abuse?
96 abuse. So and that's Emily Wallace, and we're going to put her website.
Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. Scarred for Life.
Scarred for Life.
And I'll be promoting her also on my Facebook. Thank you all. God bless you all. Happy Easter. Stay positive. Exercise. Keep your mind positive. Be healthy. Eat healthy. See you later. Tune in next week. See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in today and starting your very own journey through transformation. Don't wait to get the perfect weight, the perfect mate, or the perfect job to become happy. Be happy today.
Fox News Radio, I'm Paul Stevens. Emotions running high in Belgium, at least 4 more arrests made.